response type. That shit is fucking almost too instant. It'll take me a quick minute to get back into.
Good.
Teammate, Jesus Christ.
I got aimbot. Yeah, I got aimbot on.
What's going on, guys? This is your boy Beast, and we are back once again talking about skill-based matchmaking. Now, I know we made a lot of videos about skill-based matchmaking, and I did some recent one where I did some trolling and all fun stuff. But all jokes aside, today I wanted to do a video to kind of explain some things about skill-based matchmaking that I probably didn't know myself until I did a lot of research. I knew about some things. I knew about the experience that I was having, but I didn't know that it went so deep in depth. And I want to break that down today. And maybe this will help some people, and maybe this will help people understand when people talk and discuss about skill-based matchmaking, what they're going through, and not just seeing that a person is complaining and saying that it needs to be probably adjusted. I wouldn't say skill-based matchmaking should be taken out the game, but I probably say it should be adjusted a little bit. But this video should show some people or give you an idea of the things that a lot of people experience with skill-based matchmaking. And I don't think some people probably understand. Like I said myself, I didn't understand as well. And people can get an idea of what people go through with skill-based matchmaking, because a lot of people don't experience it, and people might experience it more than others. It all depends on the account that you had, how old your account is, and all the myths and what conspiracy theories go around skill-based matchmaking is actually not theories and not conspiracies and stuff like that. This is actual real things. You can look this stuff up, and if you don't believe it, you can actually research it yourself. And when you get in the game and you start experiencing skill-based matchmaking, you can understand what's happening with your connection. You can understand what's happening with your teammates, your party, it's a lot of social things that go along with it. So today we're gonna dive deep into it, and we're gonna try to get some things resolved. So first off, what is skill-based matchmaking, right? So we all hear about it, we all discuss it and talk about it, but to actually see it and read articles about it, and I did a lot of research. So let's break it down real quick. What is skill-based matchmaking? Skill-based matchmaking refers to the matchmaking system and algorithms a game uses to find other players for you to play with. So basically, it's an algorithm that's in the game that's just designed to help certain things that's with the game. Different factors can be used to decide which players you're matched with. Location and connection are usually prioritized in order to reduce lag and improve connectivity. Unfortunately, when it comes to that, skill-based matchmaking, it does not care about connection. It does not care about improving, reducing lag and all that. When you're involved in skill-based matchmaking, certain things come into play, and we're going to find out about those things. Your KD, how long you had your account, your score per minute. There is so many different things that go involved with skill-based matchmaking. And normally when you're playing a game, it's trying to look for location and certain things like that. But when skill-based matchmaking is involved, lag, reducing the lag and helping connectivity, it does not care. When skill-based matchmaking is working at its highest, when it's doing what it's supposed to do, it cares less about your location. It cares less about reducing lag and your connectivity. Now, a while back on Cold War, Drifter showed that skill-based matchmaking really does affect your connection quality. Now, we're talking about ping. We're talking about situations where it might take longer for you to get into a game. And understand that this is what he was talking about was Cold War, and that was in 2020 or whatever, or 2021 or whatever it was. But that's just showing that this is in the game. So it's 2023 now. They may have ramped it up. They may have changed it. but it is a thing. So it all depends on your account. It all depends on your, I mean, it goes so far with skill-based matchmaking, but it does affect certain things, the ping in your game, the quality of your game, the connection of your game, all these little packet bursts, and sometimes the things that you may see when you have issues with skill-based matchmaking. It could be that. It may not be the connection. It may not be the server all the time, but there are different things that he proved back in Cold War. And I'm not going back there. I'm not going to show that video or whatever. You can look at it and do the research yourself. But it is a thing. And it is something that him, Jay God, and a couple of other people a while back then have saw. So who knows how, what they change and what patches they have, or what, whatever they did to the patent of skill-based matchmaking, they could have ramped it up or whatever. But it is a real thing. And in some of his findings, he saw that the ping would change, I guess, from one account to the other. I guess it would double. If it was 10, it would go to 20. If it was 20, it would go to 40. If it was 80, it would go to 160. Whatever it is, it had to deal with skill-based matchmaking. And that would change the quality of the game. And that's just one thing. And he also saw that the account's KD was based off of the past or 5 games. So basically, like, if you start a new account, and let's say right now you start a new account, and I start a new account, my first couple of games are gonna be pretty much great. They're gonna be good because it's a new account. It has nothing to gather information from, and it's gonna gather information on the next probably about 5 games. That's why a lot of people reverse boost. They do it like 5 or 10 games. They'll get into a game, just kill itself over and over and over, because the algorithm or the game is actually recording this stuff, the stats, to see what it's going to do for the next couple of games. And that's skill-based matchmaking, and that's the thing. And he saw that, and like I said, this is Cold War, and this was Cold War that he did this, but this is 2023. Skill-based matchmaking is a real thing. Who knows how far it's gone? Who knows what they did to ramp it up? So this is just one of the little findings that he's found. And there's actually a skill-based matchmaking patent. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show this patent, and it's a little section of it. And you can also, y'all guys can go look this stuff up. It's on Google. It's a little section of it. I'm not gonna read over the whole thing. I'm gonna just show it right quick so you guys can see what's going on. And basically, it's pretty much saying how there's a tolerance and there's certain levels inside of skill-based matchmaking. So it gives an example. It says, in a first-person shooter gaming environment, when a first player aims his weapon at a target, a parameter defining the tolerance for how accurate the player's aim must be to hit the target is modified based on the acquired skill level of the player. So basically, and you guys can pause this, y'all can go read this. Basically what it's saying is, when skill-based matchmaking is doing its thing and you run across a person that is a lower level, and a lot of times if you are a higher level, you're going to run across people that's lower levels. And if skill-based matchmaking is involved in doing what it's supposed to do, that person that's a lower level is going to have an easier target to hit you based on what the patent says with skill-based matchmaking. So the tolerance window is different. That's why you run into a lot of people that's low levels, and you run into a lot of people that got like 1 or 2 kills, and it looks like they're destroying you. That skill-based matchmaking, making that person target making you a bigger target, and your tolerance is smaller. So it's harder for you to hit that person than for that person to hit you. That's why a lot of times a person can shoot you. He can miss his shots and actually hit you. He can hit you in the leg and get a headshot. That's because their tolerance is a lot bigger. And if you're a better player, if skill-based matchmaking is working now, we're talking about when skill-based matchmaking is doing what it's supposed to do, right? If you are a better player and you're facing skill-based matchmaking, and sometimes it changed mid-game, sometimes it changed during certain games, but if it's doing what it's supposed to do, your tolerance is going to be smaller. So it's going to be harder for you to hit that person because the game says that you don't need help. And that's what skill-based matchmaking is. So when you see people complaining about a lot of stuff, it's not that they're complaining. It's like the game has its own built-in software. It's like the game has its own hack or cheat to help other players. That's all skill-based matchmaking. And there's a patent. And guys, you can go look this stuff up. A lot of people have talked about this. And the only thing I don't know is if they're ramping up the skill-based matchmaking. Is it changing, throughout the years? When they bring out another Call of Duty, does it get more advanced? Are they going inside and tweaking it? Who knows? But if you have experienced skill-based matchmaking and stuff like this, and you can see, these are part of the things that's happening in lower levels or lower level players. They're having a better experience, and the game is doing that for a certain reason, where you may have a worse experience, but the game is like, you don't need that help. And you can see, man, you can go to these sites and or these blogs or whatever, and you can see a lot of people talking about skill-based matchmaking, people that's a lot more experienced than me. I'm not experienced in skill-based matchmaking. I'm only experienced in what I'm experiencing, if that makes any sense. You can see a lot of people talking about the hit detection. They're talking about the latency. And I also found something else that's very, very interesting that talks about your stats, how your stats be recorded, or your kill death ratio and score per minute. And I think I probably talked a little bit about that. But what I didn't talk about is if it's scoring your stats, it may be attached to your account. Now, I heard somebody else talked about this, and if it is attached to your account, that means it's attached to maybe your email, the account that you log in. And let's say, for me, as an example, I have had my same account since Black Ops 3. So if it's actually recording my stats to see how well I have been doing since whenever, and guys, I've done well in almost every Call of Duty, and I've dropped nukes in every Call of Duty. So if it's recording the stats, then it's definitely saying that, Beast, you don't need that much help, right? You don't need that much help. You've had this same account. We know who you are. We know your stats and all this. I don't know if this is true, but I did hear something about this, and based on what some of this stuff said, that it's attached to your stats and it records all your stats and stuff like that. It would make sense while some people get a lot of skill-based matchmaking issues where some people may not. I get a lot of it, to be honest with you guys, and I'm not just trying to put this out there like, oh, no, it is the facts. A lot of people watch me stream, a lot of people watch my videos, and a lot of people see a lot of stuff that I go through, and I fight through it, and I still come out on top. But it is actually I'm not going to say it is tough at times to actually go through that every time you get on the game and play the game. So this is what people be talking about. And last but definitely not least, we're talking about the pros and cons real quick. And I'm gonna show you guys the pros and cons. Like I said, you can pause this, you can look at this stuff real quick. So the pros of skill-based matchmaking, it gives casual players a better chance to play. So we all know it gives people that are not that well a chance to play. The part of it I don't like is, even though you're a casual player, that don't mean you're a bad player. Some casual players are good. I'm not a pro player. I consider myself a decent player. I'm above average. I could be a casual player. But if you're a casual player, I mean, you still will, get hit with this skill-based matchmaking thing that'll make even a person that's a casual player not want to play the game. Like, you getting off from work, you want to get on, you only got a couple of hours to play. Just because you're good, you get punished. So that's one of the things it also says by pitching players of equal level against each other, the playing field is leveled, and that's what it is. These are the pros. Another one is allow players of all skill levels to have decent matches. Okay, we know about that. It gives players who struggle a reason to say one more game. So that's what it's mostly about. They want people to play a little longer. That's the pros of skill-based matchmaking. To make money, a person that's struggling, they want to balance it out so they can be like, all right, I'm playing again. I want to play another game. I'm having a okay time. I'm not that good of a player, but it's skill-based matchmaking, so they're leveling me up or pairing me up with people to equal my playing level or playing field, so I may have a better chance of staying on the game. So here are the cons of it. The cons are very important. It punishes skilled players. Top tier players often have nobody at the similar level to match with. As a result, they may be stuck with an entire team of low levels. Now that happens all the time. If you're a higher level player, you get on this game, you're going to be stuck most of the time. And if you look, you're probably the better player in the lobby. Sometimes you can go off. Sometimes it's going to work against you. So it also can work where you're the better player on your team, but you're going against a whole team of sweats. Now, I don't know what type of skill-based matchmaking that is, and that's very weird to say that you have skill-based matchmaking, but I'm the better person that's on my team, and I have to fight against a whole team of good players. That is the weirdest type of skill-based matchmaking, but it is actually a true thing. Also said that it prevents streamers from showcasing their skills and dominating weaker players in live stream. And it does. It really does sometimes. If you think about it, what skill-based matchmaking can and can't do, it hurts a lot of people that's actually trying to get content, right? If you're trying to get content in certain things they're trying to do, yes, it is going to hurt you because you're fighting against so much. But here's another thing about it. It hurts your connection in favor of balanced matches. Depending on the skill-based matchmaking algorithm, similarly skilled players with throttled internet connections and high pings may be prioritized for a match over less skilled players who have stable internet connection. This is my big complaint. This is my biggest complaint with skill-based matchmaking because of the connection that it gives me. All the other things with skill-based matchmaking, like people having the tolerance, I can deal with that. But what I can't deal with is the connection. So based on what this is saying, the cons of skill-based matchmaking is if you're paired up with somebody that's on the same level as you, but have a worse connection, you may have that connection of that player, or you may have that connection. So you're a good player. He's a good player. You have good connection. Skill-based matchmaking is going to prioritize his connection. People complain about skill-based matchmaking. It is actual legit. It is a legit complaint because of the things that it do. I'm sorry for my voice and how it may sound, guys. I'm just waking up doing all this stuff. So there is patents, there's things, there's algorithms, there's things that's in the game that helps worse players. But at the same time, it changes your connection. So if you're a good player and I'm a good player and you have worse connection, it's going to prioritize your connection and make you have a better experience because of your connection. That's why you see all this latency, packet losses. This is not 100% of the reason, but this is part of the reason. Of course, you get packet loss because of your connection to servers and all this and that stuff. But when skill-based matchmaking is in the game, it's all over the place. So guys, I hope I didn't take too much away from you guys. I try not to make this a long video, but I try, you know how I am. I try to go in depth with some type of things. I'm not a skill-based matchmaking specialist, but it is not a conspiracy. It is a real thing. It is facts. It's not a myth. I hope you guys enjoy your day. Like the video, subscribe, comment below. And if I see your comments, if I can, I'll get back with you guys. Again, enjoy your day. This your boy Beast. Hopefully this will help someone. If it didn't, then that's cool. But hopefully you guys can see this and see that it is a thing. We don't know what they're doing, if they're ramping it up, if they're taking it down, if the next Call of Duty is going to be worse. But there are some games that don't have skill-based matchmaking, and it may have a better experience. Enjoy your day, guys. This your boy Beast. Gone.